All right, let's dive right in. We're living in this world of, nonstop notifications, endless scrolling, and we're going to talk about a problem that feels pretty universal, right? It's this idea that our Stone Age brains are just really struggling to keep up with our 21st century lives. So, in this explainer, we're going to draw on the work of Adam Gazzaley and Larry Rosen to find a path back, a way to reclaim our focus. I mean, you know this feeling, right? It's that constant pull, that battle happening inside your head between what you know you should be doing and what your phone is practically screaming for you to do. So yeah, let's get into it. And this right here really gets to the heart of it. Think about it. Our brains evolved for ages to do one thing really, really well: scan our surroundings for danger and for opportunities. Basically, to notice anything new. But now, that exact same survival wiring is being completely hijacked by this high-tech world that's just built to constantly throw new things at us. It's a total mismatch, evolutionarily speaking. So let's put a name on this problem. Let's just call it what it is: interference. And look, distraction itself isn't new, of course, but the scale of it, the sheer volume and intensity we're dealing with today, it's like nothing we've ever seen before. Okay, so what's really interesting here is how interference basically comes in two flavors. You've got the external stuff, right? All the pings, the dings, the alerts, just the noise of the world. But then there's the internal static. The worries, the daydreams, even just realizing you're hungry. All that stuff that pulls your attention away from the inside. There's this perfect analogy for this whole thing. It's called the cocktail party problem. Just picture it, you're trying to focus on one single conversation in a really loud, crowded room. Well, that's basically what your brain is trying to do all day, every day. Except now the party is global, and it's happening 24/7, right there in your pocket. And let's be clear, the stakes here are incredibly high. This isn't just about losing your train of thought while you're working. I mean, get this. A study found that just 2 seconds of looking at a text while driving is enough to drastically increase your risk of crashing. That's how powerful this interference really is. Yeah, this quote it nails it, doesn't it? Interference is the siren song of irrelevance. It's this beautiful, tempting sound that's always luring us away from what actually matters, from our goals, from our true north. So, the big question is why? Why is it so darn easy for our brains to get hijacked like this? Well, it turns out the answer is actually wired right into our own biology. Okay, so if we're telling a story, the hero would be this thing called cognitive control. Just think of it as the CEO of your brain. It's the part that's supposed to set the agenda, keep everyone on task, and tell all that internal and external noise to take a hike. I mean, listen to this. Each switch is a toll booth at the exit of presence. The problem is that cognitive control, our brain's CEO, it's a finite resource. It gets tired. So every single time you switch your focus, every time you multitask, you're paying this little mental tax. And each toll takes you a little bit further away from that state of deep, focused work. And oh man, modern technology exploits this weakness brilliantly. Just look at this dopamine loop. It all starts with a completely unpredictable cue. A notification pops up. Your brain, which is always looking for a reward, gets a little jolt and pushes you to take action. You check the phone. And then, bam, you get a tiny hit of reinforcement, a like, a new email. And that just makes your brain want the next hit even more. It's a cycle that's literally designed to keep you hooked. So, what's the real cost of all this? We tend to think of it as just, lost time, but the impact was so much deeper than that. It's hitting our memory, our creativity, even our physical health. First off, memory. It's kind of like trying to take a picture with a shaky hand. The image comes out blurry. When you're constantly shifting your attention, your brain never gets to fully focus and store information properly. It's called shallow memory encoding, and it means things just don't stick. Then there's creativity. It gets crushed. I mean, think about it. Those aha moments, those breakthrough ideas, they don't show up when you're jumping between emails and social media. They come from deep, quiet, uninterrupted thought, which is exactly what a fragmented attention span makes almost impossible. And it messes with our emotions too. Research actually shows a really clear link here. The more you switch your attention, the more likely you are to have what they call dysregulated emotions. Basically, we get more irritable, more anxious, and we just have a harder time managing how we feel. And finally, it's not just in your head. There is a real physical cost. Being in a state of constant distraction is basically being in a state of constant stress. This leads to more stress hormones like cortisol pumping through your body, and that messes with everything from your sleep to your immune system. And this quote, I think, just sums it all up. Depth and meaning demand uninterrupted focus. The stuff that really gives our lives meaning, our work, our relationships, our hobbies, all of it requires us to actually be there, to be present and focused. Fragmentation is the absolute enemy of that incredible feeling of flow. Okay, so that's the problem. And yeah, it's a big one. It's wired into our brains and our tech. But, and this is a big but, the good news is we can absolutely fight back. There's a clear two-pronged approach we can take to start reclaiming our attention.
All right, the first prong of the attack is all internal. It's about strengthening our own minds, beefing up that cognitive control we talked about. And this isn't just about trying harder, it's about actual training. Things like mindfulness meditation, regular exercise, solid sleep, and even planned digital Sabbaths. These things can literally help rebuild your brain's ability to focus.
And the second part of the strategy is external. We have to change our environment so it's working with us, not against us. This is the practical stuff, right? It means taking back control of your tech. Turn off all those notifications you don't really need. Use focus modes or website blockers. Create tech-free zones in your house. Heck, even just tidying up your desk can reduce the visual clutter that pulls at your attention. When you really get down to it, this whole journey to reclaim your focus, it's so much more than a simple productivity hack. I want to leave you with this final thought, which I think puts it perfectly. Reclaiming your attention is both personal revolution and collective healing. In a world that literally profits from your distraction, taking back control of your attention is a revolutionary act. It's about taking back what is most yours. So I'll just leave you with this one question. Don't think about some massive life overhaul. Just think about today. What is one small distraction, one single thing you can choose to conquer, starting right now?